what's up you guys, this is Zaid, DarthZadyBun, Motala for ZHM Entertainment, and I'm here today with a special video review for my friends at Project A. Now today I'm having a look at the Hot Toys Arkham Knight Batman figure. Now this is the VGM 26 figure. It is a recent release by Hot Toys and one I've been looking forward to for quite some time. So the figure comes in the standard Hot Toys box. As you can see, there's some wraparound art over here from game concept art. It's got some more concept art over here at the back with some of the warnings and details like that. Batman looking on the side over here, and we are back to the front. So the box has the window opening, so as you can see over here. I do apologize for the lighting, but we're going to get close so you can see slightly better. So it has this window box over here as well, so you can see the figure with all the accessories. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff over here in terms of value for money. I'm already feeling pretty excited about it. So let's crack this thing open. I'll tell you all about it right after this. Alright then, so here we have the figure unboxed and placed on the included display stand. So another cool thing the figure includes is of course this diorama background. So basically what you do is you pop this over here behind the figure. It has some pieces over here that you sort of plug in, and that makes it stand up behind the figure. So it has a nice looking there, but personally I don't really think I'm going to be using this because I think it's scaled to the figure. It seems slightly small, but that might just be. But nonetheless, I have a pretty cool background in my own display case, so I'd probably prefer not to use this video. Now, let's talk about the figure itself. Now, as always the case with a review of this nature, we will be considering the two essential items, and that of course be the aesthetics and the age factor. So let's get into it. Now, when we talk about the aesthetics, what we refer to is the overall visual appeal of the piece. In other words, what is this piece going to do for your display? Now, this video game series, the Arkham series of video games, right? They presented Batman to us in a very, I'm gonna say, badass armor kind of way. You know, like I won't lie, the costumes that Batman wore in that series of games were some of the best. You know, so and this one over here from all the games, I would have to say the Arkham Knight one. You know, this one here is probably one of the better suits. Now, if you were to get this figure, what you're gonna find is you're gonna find this 1/6 scale figure. It's a pretty big figure, you know, like I'm a big guy and you can see this thing over here. It's a pretty big figure. So basically what you're gonna find is that Batman has on his, you know, this costume, you know, I guess it's supposed to be that Nomex Kevlar blend, and it has a lot of armor all throughout, and the armor looks amazing. Now, just to get slightly closer over here to you can see he has armor plates over here on his shoulders, over here on his torso, on his chest, over here at, you know, he's basically got the forearm gauntlets on his gloves, and over here now on the shins and his boots, right? So, and of course the utility belt. Now the rest of the suit, like over here on the, you know, on the legs and over here on the arms, that's where he has that sort of Nomex costume that I was telling you about. And the cowl over here, as you can see, this looks awesome, you know, very, very detailed, lots and lots of fine details. So aesthetically, what I'm going to say to start off is that it's very, very screen accurate. Now the figure comes with a shitload of accessories. I have to tell you, I was very, very impressed by this. So in addition to all the different hand sets that we get over here, we also have this faceplate, you know, the different visage for Batman, and all these amazing accessories as you see here. Now I just want to talk about this particular one here, this heads-up display. I'm going to chat about it in just a moment, but as you can see, everything from the explosive gel gun to the batarangs, the sonic disruptor, the grenade, the grapple gun, everything just looks amazing. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I like that, you know, there are so many different options that you have with which you can display your Batman. So on point. Come back to that in just a moment. The one accessory that I do want to talk about though is of course something we haven't seen before, and that of course is the view screen, you know, that we see in the game when he speaks to the Oracle. So it plugs it over here on the armor, and basically it gives Batman that look as though he's talking to the Oracle. Now, I just want to mention this. My particular unit, I'm not sure if this is something that happens with every single one of them, but my unit, I see that this left hand, it's sort of loose, so it keeps on falling off the peg here. So by the time I was done fiddling around with this figure, I was able to work out exactly what the challenge with the hands are, and more importantly, how to fix it. So I'm going to talk you through that process right about now. Okay, so let's start with the hand. As you can see, the challenge was if you touch the hand, very simply like that, it would just pop off, and that was problematic obviously. Now on the other side over here, you know, I mean, once you look at it, this is one that I fixed using this method, so you can see it becomes pretty solid. Okay, so here's what you need to do, right? I just want to explain a little bit about the hand itself first. Now, if you look at it, you can see that there is a space, a very deep space for the ball peg, right? For the ball peg. So what you need to do is there's a little hole there that you got to get this peg into. Now I'm just taking out the gauntlet to show you how it's going to look like when it's right. So as you can see, you pop it on up there and it gets quite firm, you know, so that's how it's supposed to be. Now I would imagine that once you have the gauntlet on there, it stops it from going that far in. That's the problem, because as you can see, the gauntlet has a little bit of a lip there, so when you push it on, it becomes kind of tight. Now when you take this hand off, you just get this ball peg straight, you know, just get it nice and straight. Take the gauntlet, put it back on, right, and push it up as far as it will go. Now what you're going to find is it sticks a little. Keep pushing and you're going to see that it bunches up a little here at the top of the forearm. So just push it on, and then just make sure, I just want to come closer, right, yeah, so just make sure that the ball peg is straight, that little pin thingy over there is straight. And then what you're going to do now is you're going to line the hand up with that and push it in, and you should find that it's going to hold a lot better. You can just bring the gauntlet down, and you don't have that problem with the bunching up anymore. So there you have it. It's as easy as that. But as you can see, you know, this just looks kick-ass. So, you know, if you're going to do that, I mean, that is a fairly unique way of displaying a Batman figure. I haven't seen one do that there like ever, you know, so that's pretty cool. I think in all likelihood I'm probably going to have him displayed like this because it's pretty unique. So yeah, that was a really nice feature. So when you look at the figure, you can see, you know, like on the armor itself, there are some like minus cuffings and whatnot to simulate some sort of battle damage, but you know, there's not a lot of that, you know. What I really like, and I really hope that the camera can pick it up, is that there's a slight metallic luster to it, but more than that, there's sort of like a blue undertone, like this deep, almost navy sort of blue sheen to it, and that really pops. So like from my angle, from where I'm sitting, you know, it really comes out. It's very nice. You see it especially over here with the gauntlets on the boots as well, and the gauntlets, the boots, and just very fine. It's very finely done over here. You know, like on other pieces of the armor. So that's a very nice touch. I really like it. It's a small detail. You know, it's not going to make or break the figure, but the fact that it's there, you know, that's the attention to detail that Hot Toys has, and I love that. And of course, one of the major selling points of the figure itself is this cape, which is one of those posable wire capes. Now, these posable wire capes are pretty kick-ass. You know, what it allows you to do is to pose the cape. So as you can see, this one has quite a wide wingspan. It is pretty nice, and it has basically 3 pieces of wire in it, 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom in the center. Now the only problem is the wire is kind of weak, so as you can see, even if you hold the cape out, try to flare it out, it's not going to hold that pose at all. So you're sort of left with this sort of lower windswept poses. Now some people have problems with this. Basically, you're going to bend the wire, and the wire sort of holds the position of the cape, but as you can see, if you're not going to do it properly, it looks like kind of shitty, you know. So here's the trick. What you do is gather the entire thing up at the back and, you know, bend it in a couple of points rather, and then when you leave it down, you know, you can see it sort of has like a slight windswept look to it. But then what you do after that is you sort of play around with it a little bit, just to, you know, just to get that flare, you know, just sort of space it out as I'm doing over here, and then at the edges just bend the wire a little bit just to get the kinks out. And as you can see, it has that sort of flowing windswept look, you know. I mean, most modern versions of Batman are drawn in that kind of style now, and it looks really awesome. So yeah, that's basically the trick to it. As you can see, you got to futz around with it quite a bit, but you know, once it's done, then it looks all kinds of awesome, as you can see here. Now yeah, you know, I gotta say, it's a really nice feature. It's a nice touch. It's not the best in the world, you know. There are some third-party ones out there that definitely have better holes, but this will do for purposes of this video. Now back to the review. So aesthetically, I'm going to say that, you know, the figure is on point. I mean, what do you expect from Hot Toys? You know, it looks amazing. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So with that being said, let's turn to the age factor. Now, the age factor is a generic standard that we use to assess the degree to which the figure makes one go ish with excitement, or ish with disappointment. So let's take it from the top. Now, one of the things I tend to focus on a lot when I'm looking at each factor is, of course, the price point. Now, Hot Toys are one of the premier manufacturers of collectibles in the world right now, so I tend to have very high expectations when it comes to their figures, their merchandise, simply because it is so highly priced. Now, the reason I'm able to afford these is because I get my stuff from Project Premium, who offer very competitive pricing, but in addition to that, they also have these amazing 0 interest payment plans. So I think it took me about maybe like a good year to pay this one off. So yeah, that makes it a lot easier. But with that being said, some of you might not have the benefit of that. So I'm going to be fairly harsh when I'm assessing this figure here. So price point wise, it's an expensive figure. It's very expensive, and this is not a figure for your average everyday Batman fan. This is something that, okay, this is a figure that you really have to commit to it. If you really want it, you really have to commit to it. So the question is whether you get value for money or not. Now in this case over here, what we have is very well designed figure. It feels pretty strong, it feels pretty sturdy. Like I was saying, the build quality is good. It has some great accessories. So yeah, on the whole, I would have to say I'm very happy about the figure. Now, one thing that does concern me though, right, and this is probably the gripe I have, the only gripe of the figure, right? This is an action figure, albeit a very expensive action figure, but an action figure nonetheless. So we would expect that there would be some action. Now, I found that the posability, right? The posability now is not great. It's the articulation. The figure has all the points of articulation you'd expect from a Hot Toys figure, yes, but I think that because of the costume, the way the suit is, it's kind of hindered. Alright, also expected, but slightly disappointing. Like for example, this arm that was bent, right? If I come close over there, I'm not sure you can see, I really hope you can, but as you can see, there's that bend over there. Now I find if you open it out once again, you're going to see that the costume itself is kind of sort of like, how can I say, bent over there in that position. So there's a little bit of creasing, yes, that's the correct word. There's some creasing over here that takes place now on the costume itself. So it means that if you are going to have this figure in some dynamic poses for extended periods of time, you are probably going to have a problem with creasing in the costume. If you look at now, if you look at the crotch area over here, if you have to try to bend his legs, bend his legs to get him into maybe sort of classic Batman crouching pose, you unfortunately can't really do too much of that. So you're sort of going to have to restrict yourself. There goes the hand again, so now it's the other hand, right? But yeah, your posability options are going to be slightly limited. So also another thing, I think just because of the size of the arm, it's fairly bulky, I think that you are going to see some restrictions in terms of the movement and articulation of the figure, but that's only slightly disappointing. But for what it is, if you want an action figure to play with, then go get something from DC Collectibles. Those are toys. These are high-end display pieces. So yeah, there's a lot you can do in terms of the accessories and just like some basic poses, but you're not going to be doing crazy poses. You can do it, you just probably shouldn't. So overall, I would have to say that I'm pretty happy with this figure. There are a few gripes, but it's nothing major, and I don't have serious regrets about buying the figure or anything of that sort. So I'm quite happy with it. I have no hesitation with recommending it to a Batman fan. General collectors of Hot Toys may find that this is one of the most stylized figures, so they might want to give it a skip. But if you're a fan of the game, if you're a fan of Batman, then I have absolutely no hesitation in recommending this figure whatsoever. And it elicits a Zaid-ish. So there you have it, that's the review for this figure. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow, do all of that stuff, and I will chat to you guys soon. Ciao! Yeah.